Alright guys, now the time has come. Here we are going to do some real data transformations, and please do watch it very carefully. This can be a bit lengthy, but don't worry about that. You can watch it at your own convenience. The very first thing that you have to do whenever you get a data from any data source, remove unnecessary columns. As of now, I really don't know whether I'm going to need all the columns or not, but there are certainly some columns which I don't want and which are over here, like these columns. So you can remove all these columns. However, if you would like to expand these and you would like to merge with any other table, what happens? Whenever you get these tables, related tables, the options that we see when we were getting the data from SQL Server, it automatically detects that this table is related to what other tables. And based on that, you can also keep these columns in this table. It's already performing your merge operations. However, I don't need them, so I would like to delete all these value columns. So let's go over here. Select this with the help of Shift key, right click and click on this remove columns. You can also do it from ribbon, but let's do it from here. Now, second part, you see this order date, due date, ship date. They all have like 12 a.m. But that doesn't make any sense. If you don't have any time inside it, so just keep the date only. Also, if you have the time, then try to split the columns into two, time and date. And I'm gonna show you first how to do that. For example, here you would like to split it, then you have to use this split one. And where is our split? So let me check it over here. Fill this, and split column should be there. Perhaps I'm not able to find it. All right, I'm gonna come here. So click on this and split by delimiter. You can also split by number of character, positions, etc. So I'm gonna say delimiter, which is gonna be my space. So I'm gonna click over here. I'm gonna say delimiter is gonna be my space. So here is my space, which is my delimiter, and each occurrence over here. So there should be only one delimiter, which you can see over here as your space, which is separating your date from your time. Click OK. And now you can see that it has split it into 3 columns. And why? Because there is a space between your time and this one too. So I don't need the rest of the 2 columns. I'm gonna delete it. And here I can rename it ship date. Now you see over here all the steps are coming here, and you can also check them from the advanced query editor if you really would like to know more that how it's happening. Now another part that how you can do that is simply click here and then go to the transform tab. Here you would see the date. So you can simply say, hey, if you would like to extract an year, column, etc., you can do that. But here we don't need it as a date time data type. So what you can do here, you can come here and simply say date. That's all we need. And now you have only date. And same do it for the other column. This is very important, and it's the step number 2 after removing columns, that you make sure that you have the right data type. If you don't know what are the right data types for Power BI, then you need to do some research on Google. Also, let me know if you want us to prepare a list of the right data types that you should always check whenever you are performing any Power Query transformation. I'm trying to keep this tutorial for the beginners as well as for the intermediate users. So that's what I'm trying to do over here. Now, if you see these columns have the null values only, and you can track it from here and see the null values, but you can load more and still it's a null value. But here you see that this is still the top 1000 rows only, but I want to check it for all. So let's check that, and here we can load more. So it would take some time and still null. So I know these 2 columns have the null values, so I can simply remove them. I don't need these over here. And then you need to make sure the decimal places are just 1 or 2 or 3, and you can also adjust them. And here you can see there are the different options. You can keep these 2 up to 3, 2 according to you that you would like to do. So these are some of the transformations that you can perform on this table. And now I'm going to do one more thing, that is the naming. Always keep your table names in a way that business users can know what does that mean. Otherwise they would think that what is fact, what is dimension. They are not your technical person, they won't ever get to know. So always keep them simple. For example, rather than fact internet sales table, I'm gonna say simply my internet sales. That's all I'm gonna say. And similarly, I'm gonna change the name for all these tables, which you have to do as well. So rather than dim customer, I'm gonna simply keep it dim. I'm simply keep it customer. This is my table name. And here again, I have to remove unnecessary columns, which I removed it in last part. You can see that. And also check the names. These names should also be very user friendly. I'm not going to change all of them because there are going to be a lot of them over here, but do check the type over there, what is the data type and how you would like to see. Here birth date is already a date, there is no date or time values over there, so it's all good with me. So let's change this to dim date to, I'm gonna say it's a date table only. And let's check the values. So here first is data type, whole number is okay, this should be date, and rest you have this English name of the week. And you don't need like that, you have to remove like French and this Spanish. I don't need them, so remove them. Then let's go again French and this one, remove them from here. What else? These are again unnecessary, I don't need them, so I can remove them from here. Now you remember I also told you that you can create a column or you can add a column. They are the conditions. Like if you would like to create a conditional column based on certain condition, you can create it, but you can also create from example. An example is very easy way to create a column. For example, I want to just extract the year from here. So let's see how to do. First I select this column. First I have to select the column, whichever column I would like to take as a reference, and then I'm going to say select from the selection. And here it's going to ask me, okay, what you want to do. I just start writing over here 2005. Then it's going to automatically predict that what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to extract the year from here. And in any case, you see that, okay, some reference is not working out, then you can also change it. But let me show you another magic. What it can do, rather than this, you want to combine these two columns. But for that, you have to again make a selection. So you say, hey, I would like to check these three columns and I would like to create a new column based on that. So rather than writing a Power Query code, what you can do, hey, select from the selection, and here I'm going to combine these. And how to do that? So what I'm going to do, I'll say, hey, 2005-7-Saturday. That's what I'm going to do. And now you see it has already detected all of them and it's combining all three columns over here. Isn't it amazing? So you can do like that as well. And if it's not giving me the right result, then I can type it 2-3 times and then it's gonna definitely cover all the scenarios. But we are not gonna use it, so let it park it over here for some time. Now let me do it for dim product table as well. So I'm gonna keep it as a product table only. That's the first thing. Now let's check if there is any unnecessary columns, which I can see there's a lot of columns which doesn't make any sense, and especially this one, start one. I have to change its data type over here, and I can go to the transform tab. Here I can see my data type to date, and end date should also be my date, and then I can remove these columns from here. All right, if you want to keep them, keep it, but if you think that these are not going to be helpful, we can delete them. For example, Spanish, French are no use, and rather than English product name, you can also directly click here and you can simply say product name. Let's see if there's any more Spanish or French is over here which we can remove, but everything seems good. And let's do it over here too. In the first part, I don't want that English should appear over here. Same here. So these are a couple of the transformations that you should always keep in your mind whenever you are working here. And here I'm also gonna use this. Make sure the decimal points are gonna be in the right way that you are looking for, and other columns as well. Like here again, it doesn't make sense that the same 12 o'clock time is over there, so rather than that my data type should be just date, and this is going to help you to reduce the data set size a lot and improve the performance. So please always perform these operations. Okay, seems good. Now here we are going to say you are just sales territory, and I'm going to give it a space over here. Then same, I don't need these columns, so I can remove them. Last one is factory seller sales. So first of all, I'm going to remove fact, and I just rename my table from here. Now let's check the columns. Here you can do the rounding if you want to round up, round down, etc. So totally up to you. For example, if I'll say round down, it's gonna go down and you can see the value. But if you want to say round up, you can also do that. If you want to apply some of the trigonometric functions or standard calculators, you can do. And you can also say that is you want to make it as a fixed decimal, or you want to just keep it as a decimal. Now let me check here dates, which is very important. Again, we have to do all three, and just select all the columns that you want to do at once, and you can change them to date. But these should be almost the same data type, otherwise it's not gonna work. Alright guys, we have done some of the transformations. We have seen that how to split the column, how to add a column, or how you can also perform the other operations such as removing of the columns, renaming of the columns, or you would like to select certain column. If you would like to make them like forward or backward, that also you can do. It's very easy. You have to just select and go over there. Then we can simply do save